Hello class, my name is Shakinda Dickens, and today I would like to explain to you why it is very important for you to wash your hands and practice good hygiene. Some people don't, which is very weird, but for those who do, kudos to you and thank you so very much for practicing good hygiene and creating a safe and healthy environment. Now, most people wash their hands before they eat. Some people don't. That's your choice. But just like to let you know, depending on what you eat and who's prepared your food and the things that you have touched without washing your hands, can be very contradicting to your health, because bacteria and viruses travel through contact, and the very most common way of contracting any sickness or illness is through the hands. There's something called cross-contamination. That's when you touch one thing and without washing your hands, you touch something else and then something else. And so all those germs that were on your hands are on all those objects that you have touched. Now think, how many people have touched that object before you? Like, for example, when you're shopping in a grocery store or shopping for clothes. How many people have touched that same item that you walked up to and wanted to read the ingredients on the box or check the size of the outfit or even shoes? Put the shoes on your feet, check the sizes on the boxes. The population is so high today, you would never know who touched that piece of item before you did. Now, normally some people touch things and they purchase it, but sometimes you're just curious and you want to know about the product, or you want to see how many calories are in it, or you want to check the packaging to make sure that it's sealed properly before, putting it in your basket and making the purchase. So it is very important to wash your hands, and sometimes you got to wash your foods too. So, otherwise you could get sick, because bacteria travels, and so do viruses. Now, viruses travel more rapidly than bacteria. Bacteria moves slowly, but it grows. The good thing about bacteria is it can be cut out, it can be cut off, and it can be washed away. If you were to get an infection or anything like, meningitis or the common cold, you could just take some antibiotics and usually it will go away. But you still need a good, healthy, strong immune system for those antibiotics to work properly and knock out the bacteria infection. Even a pimple. A pimple is a form of bacteria. It's busting out, trying to come out your body, but it's also a little bit of infection in your skin, and that's why pimples form. Clogged pores. Moisture. Bacteria grows and survives in moisture. So it's always good. That's why we hydrate our foods at certain temperatures, keep them cool, and things of that nature. So you always want to wash your foods and wash your hands. But the hands is most important because, like I said before, you never know who's touched an item before you've touched it. And you never know what that person has done with their hands before touching that item. And just think about shaking someone's hand. When you're in an introduction and you're just meeting someone, you say, "Hello, how are you?" And the most common thing to do, universal, is shaking of the hands. But you don't know where that person's hands been. You may know that person, you may not, but you don't know where their hands have been. So it's a good thing to practice good hygiene by washing your hands. It stops the transfer of viruses and bacteria, which lead to infection and sickness and illness and disease. So, according to the CDC and a few other medical journals, it is good. Just count. Turn on the water, rub your hands together, add some soap, make sure it's antibacterial soap, so it'll kill the bacteria while it's washing off of your hands. You want to rub your hands together for about 30 seconds. You could do that by, instead of counting, because counting is boring, sometimes. So a lot of people like music. Music is most common universal language. Everybody likes a beat and everybody likes to move. So you could sing your ABCs to help you with the length of time to washing your hands effectively. If you don't like to sing, go ahead and count or try whatever works for you, just as long as it's lasts at least 30 seconds to make sure that you have washed the excess dirt off of your hands. ABCs usually takes about 26, 27 seconds. It depends on, how you sing. So that's why that's the most common thing to do, is to sing your ABCs to make sure that you've washed your hands effectively. And also, what you can do while washing your hands is scrub the palm of your hands. When you scrub the palm of your hands, you're going to lightly scratch your palms so the soap can gather underneath your fingernails. So that will get some of the dirt under your nails, depending on what you've done for the day. Because like I said, germs travel. And the most way that they travel and they're contracted is through touching. So when you go home today, think about, did I wash my hands? Or when you're at office and you're at work, or if you're at the playground with the kids, some people carry around wet wipes, antibacterial wipes to wipe their hands. If there's alcohol in the Germ-X for sanitizing your hands when you're not around a sink or anything, make sure you have lotion to hydrate your skin, to hydrate your body so they don't get dried out. And because that closes your pores, so you will become less susceptible to receiving anything, to contracting any other germs or diseases. Plus, it keeps you hydrated, and we all have to stay hydrated to survive. So when you go out in the world today, I want you to think, is this clean? Has this been washed? But what you can do when you don't know is wash your hands. And if you don't know that it's been washed, if you buy something, wash your food or wash that item. Wash your clothes before you wear them. Please think, is it a good idea? Should I wash this before wearing? Should I wash this before eating? Should I wash my hands? Yes. The answer is yes. So, especially with this COVID-19 out here flowing, please remember to wash your hands, because according to the CDC, it has not been found to be spread through droplets, which is through your mouth or your nose. Droplets are little moist products that have exerted from your body through your mouth or through your nose. But it has been found that it has been contracted through physical contact. Okay? So while you're concerned about the masks, that is just an extra precaution. Please wash your hands. And if you wear gloves, remember, cross-contamination does not help. So before touching something else with those same gloves, take them off, throw them away, put on a new pair. And do not wear your gloves in your car, because you're just bringing all the germs that you've touched in any store or wherever you went and touched on anything to your own vehicle. So you brought those germs with you to your car, and you bring those germs home to you. And you don't want that. You don't want the outside germs and stuff traveling and following you everywhere. So please practice good hygiene. Wash your hands. Wash your body. And most of all, stay safe and stay clean, because protecting yourself is protecting others. All right? Thanks for listening.